Do you collect shells when you visit the beach? I'm sure you do. And if you've been to the beach, I know that you've seen in the shallow water some shells that have animals inside them. Have a look at this little guy. There, see the soft body of that animal? It's called a mollusk. Watch what happens if I touch it. He starts to close the door. Tell you what, if you're collecting shells, don't collect the ones that have an animal living inside them, because they are actually the homes of those tiny little mollusks. So leave them alone. But you can, of course, collect shells that are lying on the beach empty. And you can sort them out according to shape or colour or size or anything else you like. You can collect shells from your own beach and from other beaches you visit and compare them. And you'll make quite a nice collection for your mantelpiece. Well, that's one thing that you can do with shells, but you can also turn them into little toys, little toy animals. Here's what you need to do. First of all, collect 7 shells of a similar type. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If you can manage to find 1 large one, 1 medium one, and 5 small ones, you can easily turn those shells into a little tortoise. You'll need a couple of other things as well. Some eyes, which you can buy from a craft shop, and they'll be the eyes of the tortoise. And the head of the tortoise, you guessed it, it's the middle-sized shell. There we are. So that's the head of the tortoise, and I've stuck them in place with little dobs of plasticine because I'm using blobs of plasticine as a temporary glue. Now, that's going to be the shell of the tortoise, of course. 4 of the little ones will be feet. That's going to sit in that position there. That'll be the tail. And after putting them all in place with temporary glue, plasticine, I'll then use a clear glue over the top of that to make it permanent so that you can put it anywhere you like and it'll stay in one piece. Here's what you do. And when it's dry, your little toy shell tortoise will be complete. Now, if I'd started with fan shells, I'd end up with the tortoise looking more like this. And that one's been glued together and he's waiting to dry. Or if you wanted to use cowrie shells, shiny, beautiful shells with all sorts of patterns on them, once again, you could make your own little tortoise. You can, if you want to, use plastic feet, which you can also buy at a craft shop. 4 little feet there, so I could use the large cowrie shell as the body. I could use the middle-sized one as the head and the small one as the tail. But I've had those 3 cowrie shells since I was 7 years old, and I prefer them just sitting on the mantelpiece as they are. So I won't turn those into an animal, but I have turned some other tiny little cowrie shells into another little tortoise. The glue is quite dry. You can see that it's made of 7 shells. I can place it in any position I like in the house because it's secure and all in one piece, and that's something that you can do with the shells that you collect from the beach.